Hi, George here. And today I'll be showing you how to remove a background. Right now I'm using Photoshop Elements 2025. And we'll be taking the background out for a specific reason. Let's just hide all this stuff. So here's the background removed. And the reason we're doing that is that I can come in and give us a more exciting background by doing some color work on that background. We also come in and do some adjustments of our color on our foreground here. So we start off with this and end up with this, a much more interesting shot. But it does require removing the background. I'll be using several techniques for this, but I won't be showing you everything in the program, of course. If you want to learn everything in the program, that's real easy as well. Just take a look at my complete training course for Photoshop Elements 2025. I'll put a link for that at the top of the description. Okay, to do this project, I'm just going to start off by taking out all of these layers in here, hitting the delete key, and get us right back to the original image. If you want to, you can work with the same image. I have a download link for this in the description as well. And the first step I always do is to make a duplicate of the background. I try never to touch it, just in case. Make a duplicate like that. It's nice to have a safety in here, so if things go wrong, I can always go back to the original picture, which is right there. Also, as soon as you begin adding additional layers in here or anything else, this is going to automatically save as a Photoshop Elements file and not whatever it is you got it from. So it gives you another layer of protection there by saving it to a new file format. Okay, so our first step here to remove the background is to make a selection around the girl here in the foreground. And in Photoshop Elements 2025, that's real easy. Go up here to Select and come down to Subject. Several recent versions of Photoshop Elements before 2025 also have this tool. And here's our selection. Notice that we're missing some hair down here, a little bit right down here. That probably doesn't matter in this because we're keeping the same background, just changing the color of the background. But let's just go ahead and clean this up as best we can. And you can do that by coming down here to Refine Edge. You can change the view that you're using right up here. Here's the overlay view. I tend to like this most of the time. We also have an on black and an on white. These are nice if you're trying to really judge quality of your edge. Here's the actual matte right there. And you have on layers and reveal layer. But I'll stick with the overlay here to start. Now you can see the size of the brush right there on her forehead. The brush size is down here in the options panel where it says size 35. And for this picture, this is okay. This works out okay. To change that, just click on this and then use the slider control right there. I'm not really sure why the brush size isn't up here inside the Refine Edge dialog box. I think it should be, but it never has been. That's not going to change. So it's over there all by itself. Now in here, I'll leave all these settings at their defaults. And one thing you might want to do here is to choose Smart Radius. This will try to adjust the brush size a little bit for you as you're brushing in here based upon what you're going over. And give it just a 1 pixel here to work with. Or you can type something in, just one like that. And then come over into your picture and then just brush right along that edge. You don't need to do very much. Just brush along that edge. There's going to be some problems in here because the foreground is very close to the background. You can see it right there. That's actually causing us some issues. And it's not really what I want. If it takes out too much, just go over here to the eraser tool. You can then come back in and put that back in again and put it back to the initial selection. Notice how it doesn't change where that selection edge is. It just puts it back to the initial selection that we had in there. So in this case, I want to be very careful with this because it is taking out a bit too much. So I'll come in and just do just a little bit along some areas in here where I think it's missing. Like right there, but that here, we'll try to get that back in again. This may or may not work. It depends upon the background again. If it's too close to the background, it may get lost. But we'll give it a try on just a few of these spots. Most of the time, you don't have to use Refine Edge, but it's very useful when you begin getting some wispy hairs in here. You're going to lose some of those wispy hairs. There's no way around that. They're just too fine for the tool, but you can try to improve that. Luckily, though, in this particular instance, we're using the same background. So the hairs will still be there in the picture. They'll just be a little different coloration, and it's going to look perfect on this. Okay, so that's good enough on that. Now on the output down here, you want to set this to a new layer with a layer mask. I could do a layer mask on this layer right here if I wanted to. In this case, though, I want to have a new layer with layer mask. You can try to decontaminate colors along the edge. Again, in this case, I don't think that matters. If you're going just for a clear edge, or you had a different color background dramatically, you might want to try this so you clean things up a little bit. In this case, again, I think we're just fine. And choose OK. The edge looks good except for right there. That's not really what I want. I'll zoom in on that. You can see just a little bit of kind of an odd bit right here. I can fix that on the layer mask side of the layer. Click over here. You should see your light blue outline go over to this side. We're now working on the layer mask. Notice that what is showing is in white and what's hidden is in black. So white shows, black hides. So I want to hide that little bit here. So let's change our color here to black. And let's change our tool over here to the paintbrush tool. And for this, you want to have a soft edge brush. You can see I'm using a soft 45. It's a bit large. Let's come down here to a soft 27. That looks better. Okay. I want opacity at 100. And then just come in here and brush right over that section you want to take out. And they're going to just kind of cleans that out. Okay, that's good. Maybe a little bit right along in there. And I'll do Control-0 to fit screen. Maybe back out just a little bit with my scroll wheel on my mouse. There we go. And that's the background removed. That's just the first step, but if that's all you want, we're at that point right now. Now, the main reason, of course, to remove a background is you want to put something else in behind or do something different to the background. And we want to do that. Let's bring this background back in again. And now let's come down to effects down here. And this is something that came in with 2024 and has been advanced a bit here in 2025. And this is the color match right here. A lot of fun stuff in here. Here's an artistic look. This allows you to come in here and give this kind of an effect to your picture. It puts this coloration and style onto your picture. Or we can do the color match, which matches just the color part of that. And that's all I want to do here. I don't want to be putting in any brush strokes on this. I just want to have the color of that. And I'll choose this one right here. It says sunset. That puts in these really kind of bright, garish colors, which I like in the background. Of course, it ruins her, but that's why we removed the background and put her onto our own layer. Let's go back over here to layers. I can now take the color transfer effect up here, drag it underneath our remove background layer. And there we go. We now have our nice, clean, brighter background. But when I did that, her coloration looks a little bit flat at this point. So we need to add in some contrast in here. And I also want to make her warmer because the background is a lot warmer now. So I want to blend that in a little bit better. So that's up here on this layer. This is our foreground layer. Go up to layer, come down to new adjustment layer. We'll do the coloration first, photo filter. Where it says use previous layer, check that. Choose OK. That limits the effect to just that one layer. It's just kind of indented right there. Now the default filter here is the warming filter, and that's what I want anyway. You have a lot of options, but I'll stick with this one. Let's just bring this up a little bit, maybe to about 40%. You can see it right over here. You even type that in if you want to. I'll just type in 40. And down here, this little eye, you can show or hide that effect. So here's without, and here's with. It's just a bit warmer, and it helps it to match the colors in the background. The last thing I want to do here is to increase the contrast on our subject just a little bit. Back up to layer, come down to new adjustment layer. This time choose levels. Again, check that checkbox, choose OK. And that sits in here above the previous adjustment. And here's our values, black on left, white on right, mid-tone in the middle. Notice our blacks don't go clear to the black. The whites, there's a big peak in the white up here, so there's something really bright white someplace in here, possibly on our nose in there. So let's go ahead, we'll pull the darks up a little bit. Now when I use this tool, I like to grab this slider control and kind of go back and forth, just rock it a little bit like that, and judge where I like it. If you go too far, it begins to block up. So just a little bit to increase the contrast. I think right in here looks pretty good like that. This is our mid-tone value. I think a little bit lighter on her, maybe a little bit more of the dark. Just squeezing the values on the dark side in a little bit closer together. The white is bright enough as it is. Because of that big peak in here, if I pull this in, it's going to really burn out very quickly like that. You don't want to have that. So I'll leave the white one alone and just work on the mid-tone and the dark. Again, we can click on this eye down here. There's before and here's after, and I think that's much better. By doing a little remove background trick in here, it allowed us to work with the background, change the background separately from the foreground, and also do the coloration for the foreground separately from the background. And again, if you want to learn a lot more about how to use Photoshop Elements, I have a great video training course that covers the whole program. And it's a perfect companion to work along with my YouTube videos. And I'll put a link for that right there at the top of the description. Make sure you hit that thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Also, make sure you subscribe if you haven't already done so. I'm doing new videos all the time, not just for Photoshop Elements, but I also do Affinity Photo and Premiere Elements and occasionally other things as well. And I'll see you next time.